You stay up late studying, chug energy drinks all day, and still feel like a zombie in class, even after getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep. What if you could actually sleep less but wake up feeling like you just came back from vacation? In this video, I'll share 6 science-backed sleep secrets that top students use to dominate their grades while sleeping better than ever. I discovered these methods when I was failing my exams despite sleeping 9 hours a night. I felt exhausted, couldn't focus, and my grades were tanking. The problem is, most students think more sleep equals better rest, but that's completely backwards. Sleep quality beats sleep quantity every single time. Research from Stanford University shows that students with optimized sleep routines score 20% higher on tests than those who just sleep longer. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to transform your sleep and your grades. Let's dive in. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most students set their alarm for exactly 8 hours of sleep because that's what they've been told is healthy. But that's the worst mistake you can make. Your brain doesn't sleep in one continuous chunk. Instead, you go through 90-minute sleep cycles that repeat throughout the night. Each cycle moves from light sleep to deep sleep to REM sleep, then starts over. When your alarm goes off in the middle of a deep sleep cycle, you feel like you got hit by a truck, even if you slept 8 hours. Research from the National Sleep Foundation found that waking up at the end of a sleep cycle, instead of in the middle, makes you feel 300% more refreshed. This works because your brain naturally transitions to lighter sleep at the end of each cycle, preparing to wake up. When you interrupt deep sleep, your body releases stress hormones that make you feel groggy for hours. Japanese researchers call this sleep inertia, and it can destroy your entire morning. First, calculate your bedtime in 90-minute intervals. If you need to wake up at 7 a.m., count backwards. 7 a.m. minus 7.5 hours is 11:30 p.m., or minus 6 hours is 1 a.m. Choose either 10:30 p.m., midnight, or 1:30 a.m. as your bedtime. Second, use the 90-minute calculator apps like Sleep Cycle or Sleepy Time to track your optimal wake-up times. Third, give yourself 15 minutes to actually fall asleep, so add that buffer. For instance, instead of setting your alarm for exactly 8 hours later, set it for 7.5 or 9 hours. Most students make the mistake of thinking, I'll sleep at 11 and wake at 7, without calculating cycles, then wonder why they feel terrible. Don't hit snooze. That puts you right back into a sleep cycle, and when the alarm goes off again, you're even groggier. That's not all. The timing of your sleep is just one piece of the puzzle. His next one is crucial, and most people have no idea about it. Our body temperature naturally drops by 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit when you fall asleep. That temperature drop triggers your brain to release melatonin, the sleep hormone. But here's the trick: most students try to sleep in rooms that are too warm, which prevents this natural cooling process. Your ideal bedroom temperature should be between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, which feels almost uncomfortably cold at first. Studies from Harvard Medical School found that students who sleep in cooler rooms fall asleep 40% faster and spend more time in deep sleep. This works because your brain's suprachiasmatic nucleus, the sleep control center, uses temperature as a signal. When your skin temperature rises and your core temperature drops, your brain interprets this as time to sleep. Hot rooms confuse this signal, keeping you awake for hours. First, set your thermostat to 65 degrees Fahrenheit before bed, or open a window if you don't have AC. Second, take a hot shower 90 minutes before sleep. This sounds backwards, but when you step out, your body temperature drops rapidly, triggering sleepiness. Third, use breathable cotton sheets instead of synthetic materials that trap heat. Fourth, keep your hands and feet outside the blanket. For instance, instead of bundling up completely, try wearing socks but keeping your arms exposed. This helps regulate your core temperature. The biggest mistake? Students wear heavy pajamas and pile on blankets, then wonder why they're wide awake at midnight. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful that happens before you even get to bed. Now, you might be thinking, I've heard about blue light before, but stick with me because most students only know half the story. Blue light from screens, phones, laptops, tablets doesn't just keep you awake, it literally stops your brain from producing melatonin for up to 3 hours after exposure. Even worse, the brightness and stimulation from social media and games activate your sympathetic nervous system, putting you in fight or flight mode when you should be winding down. This creates a vicious cycle where you feel tired, but your brain is wide awake. Research from the University of Pennsylvania found that students who eliminated screens 2 hours before bed fell asleep 50% faster and reported feeling significantly more rested. This works because your brain has special cells called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells that detect blue light and send signals directly to your circadian clock. When these cells detect blue light at night, they essentially tell your brain, it's still daytime, don't sleep. Blue light also suppresses melatonin production by up to 85%, which is why you can scroll TikTok for hours without feeling sleepy. First, set a strict screen curfew 2 hours before your target sleep time. If you sleep at 11 p.m., no screens after 9 p.m. Second, enable night mode or blue light filters on all devices after sunset, but don't rely on these completely because they only reduce blue light by about 50%. Third, if you must use screens late at night for studying, wear blue light blocking glasses, the orange tinted ones, not clear computer glasses. Fourth, replace scrolling with analog activities like reading a physical book, journaling, or light stretching. For instance, instead of watching YouTube before bed, try reading 10 pages of a book under warm lighting. Students who say, I'll just watch one episode, end up binge-watching until 2 a.m. because screens hijack your brain's reward system bar. To your phone in another room while you sleep, not on silent, in another room. This removes temptation completely. This brings me to the next secret that top students swear by. Bar. Wait, there's more to this caffeine story that'll blow your mind. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 6 hours, which means if you drink coffee at 4 p.m., half of that caffeine is still in your system at 10 p.m. Even if you fall asleep, caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain. Adenosine is the chemical that makes you feel sleepy. So you might sleep for 8 hours, but the quality of that sleep is terrible. You skip deep sleep stages and wake up feeling unrested, then reach for more coffee, creating an endless cycle. A groundbreaking study from the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that consuming caffeine even 6 hours before bed reduced total sleep time by more than 1 hour. Students reported feeling like they slept normally, but sleep trackers showed they spent 40% less time in restorative deep sleep. This works because caffeine is a sneaky disruptor. You don't feel awake, but your brain never reaches the deepest, most healing sleep stages where memory consolidation and physical recovery happen. First, set a firm caffeine cutoff time of 2 p.m. No coffee, energy drinks, tea except herbal, or chocolate after 2 p.m. Second, if you need an afternoon boost, try a 20-minute power nap instead. It's 10 times more effective than caffeine and doesn't disrupt nighttime sleep. Third, replace afternoon coffee with cold water, a short walk, or healthy snacks like nuts and fruit that provide steady energy. Fourth, gradually reduce your caffeine intake if you're currently drinking multiple cups daily. For instance, instead of going cold turkey and suffering withdrawal headaches, cut back by 1 cup per week. The mistake? Students think I can handle caffeine because they fall asleep anyway, not realizing their sleep quality is destroyed. If you're drinking caffeine after 3 p.m. and wondering why you need 10 hours of sleep to feel rested, this is why. Now, let's talk about the single most powerful sleep hack that costs $0. This next one is crucial, and it's the opposite of what most students do. Your body has an internal clock called your circadian rhythm that regulates sleep, hunger, body temperature, and hormone release. This clock loves consistency. The secret is this: keeping the same wake-up time every single day, yes, even weekends, is more important than going to bed at the same time. When you wake up at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, then sleep until noon on. Saturday, you give yourself social jet lag. It's like flying to a different time zone every weekend. Research from the University of Arizona found that students with consistent wake times had 25% better academic performance and reported significantly less daytime fatigue. This works because your brain's master clock uses light exposure at wake-up as its primary synchronization signal. When you wake at the same time daily, your brain learns exactly when to release cortisol, the wake-up hormone, and when to produce melatonin, the sleep hormone. Sleeping in on weekends resets this entire system, making Monday mornings absolutely brutal. Japanese culture has practiced this for centuries. Workers wake at the same time daily regardless of when they slept, because consistency builds unbreakable sleep patterns. First, choose a wake-up time you can maintain 7 days per week, including weekends and holidays. Yes, this means waking at 7 a.m. on Saturday initially. Second, use a loud alarm across the room so you must physically get out of bed to turn it off. Third, expose yourself to bright light immediately upon waking. Open curtains, step outside, or use a light therapy lamp for 10 minutes. Fourth, if you're sleep-deprived, take a short nap in the afternoon instead of sleeping late. For instance, instead of thinking I'll catch up on sleep this weekend, maintain your wake time and go to bed earlier if needed. Students who sleep until 1 p.m. on Sundays, then complain they can fall asleep Sunday night are victims of their own inconsistency. After 2 to 3 weeks of consistent wake times, you'll start waking up naturally without an alarm. That's when you know your circadian rhythm is locked in. But that's not all. There's one more element that ties everything together. Now let me share something even more powerful that top performers use religiously. Your brain doesn't have an on-off switch for sleep. It needs a transition period, a consistent sequence of calming activities that signal sleep is approaching. This is called a wind-down ritual, and it should take 30 to 60 minutes. Think of it like a runway before takeoff. You can't go from 0 to 100 instantly, and your brain can't go from full alertness to deep sleep without preparation. The ritual itself becomes a Pavlovian trigger. Your body starts producing melatonin just from starting the routine. Studies from Northwestern University found that students with consistent bedtime routines fell asleep 3 times faster than those without routines. This works because repetitive behaviors create neural pathways in your brain. When you do the same sequence every night, your subconscious associates these actions with sleep and begins the shutdown process automatically. Athletes use this principle for performance. Same pre-game ritual every time. Your sleep deserves the same respect. The psychology is simple. Consistency creates expectation, and expectation creates physiological response. First, design your personal 45-minute wind-down ritual. Start at the same time every night. Second, include these elements in order. Dim all lights in your home to 50% or less. Complete hygiene routine like shower, teeth, skincare. Prepare tomorrow by packing your bag and laying out clothes so your mind doesn't worry. Do 10 minutes of gentle stretching or yoga. Read fiction, not textbooks, or journal for 15 to 20 minutes. Practice 5 minutes of deep breathing or meditation. Third, keep the temperature cool and eliminate loud noises. Fourth, make your bed a sleep-only zone. No studying, eating, or scrolling in bed. For instance, instead of collapsing into bed after gaming until midnight, try 9:30 p.m. dim lights, 9:45 p.m. shower, 10 p.m. stretch and read, 10:45 p.m. lights out. Your brain will learn this pattern within a week. Stewed. NTS think they can study intensely, then immediately fall asleep. Your brain doesn't work that way. You need decompression time. You've already watched this far, so let me share the secret that connects all of these together. All 6 of these methods work together to maximize sleep quality, not just quantity. You could sleep 10 hours in a hot room with caffeine in your system, waking at random times, and you'd feel worse than someone who sleeps 6 hours following these protocols. The magic happens when you combine them. Consistent wake times regulate your circadian rhythm. Cool temperatures trigger melatonin. No blue light allows deep sleep. No afternoon caffeine prevents disruption. 90-minute cycles ensure you wake refreshed, and wind-down rituals prepare your brain. It's a system, not individual tricks. Let's quickly review what we covered today, because these 6 methods will transform your sleep starting tonight. Number 1, the 90-minute rule. Sleep in complete cycles, not random hours. Number 2, the temperature drop method. Keep your room cold at 60-67 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 3, the blue light shutdown. No screens 2 hours before bed. Number 4, the caffeine cutoff. Nothing after 2 p.m. period. Number 5, the consistent wake time. Same time every day, even weekends. Number 6, the wind down ritual, 45 minutes of calming preparation before sleep. Remember, the difference between struggling students and top performers isn't intelligence or talent, it's sleep quality. Your brain does most of its learning and memory consolidation during deep sleep. Every time you sacrifice sleep quality, you're literally deleting information you studied. You have everything you need right now to sleep better than 95% of students. The only difference between feeling exhausted every day and waking up energized is implementing these 6 methods consistently for just 2 weeks. Don't WAT until finals week when you're already burned out and chugging energy drinks at 3 a.m., wondering where it all went wrong. Start with just one method tonight. Pick the easiest one for you, maybe the caffeine cutoff or the 90-minute rule. Then add another method every few days. I promise you, 2 weeks from now, you'll look back and wonder how you ever survived on that old sleep schedule. Your grades will improve, your mood will be better, and you'll have more energy than ever. If you found this helpful, smash that like button so more students can discover these life-changing sleep secrets. Subscribe and hit the bell because I post science-backed self-improvement content every week that'll transform your student life. Drop a comment telling me which method you're going to try first tonight. I read every single one, and I want to hear your results. And if you want to learn how to study smarter in less time, check out my video on the Feynman technique next. I'll link it right here. Your future self will thank you for watching this video today. Better sleep means better grades, better health, and a better life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now go get some quality sleep